Hello, come on in if you'd like a little divination dose. I must have known you were coming as the scrolls have already been pulled. So we'll scry the scrolls, add on Tarot and Oracle, and the spirit box as well is already kicking for any audio additions that may inspire or irritate accordingly. So if you'd like to join me, please have a seat, sit back and relax. We'll see what comes through. I'm going to close the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Thank you. Thank you so much for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. And to all those who like, share, subscribe, you warm my haunted heart, and donate. Thank you. My morning coffee, I cheers to you every day. Okay, what do we got going here? It's as though you're passionate about manifesting something and it feels like a doubling down. I'm doubling down on what I'm passionate about, person, place, or thing. It's as though my emotions are moving like water, but they feel like fire. And it's not like a blood boiling type thing. This is a
Olivia.
Moving towards, like gravitational pull, like the moon affects the waters and the tides. The closest thing I can say is like fire, like it's just this calling towards it. But it's working with fire of whatever my passion is, with the Leo and the Sun scroll here as well. Sagittarius as well. But I want to double down. I want it to be double. I don't know if it's like double secure or I want to double check something. I want it
Winter
to be
solstice.
I want it to be strong and I want it to last the seasons. Thank you. I'm seeing like a ball of yarn, and this ball of yarn might have been pulled apart a little bit, and it's like I wrapped it up and I put it away. I'm returning to something like that, and I'm looking at it, and then it's like I'm needle pointing. So I'm being specific in what I'm manifesting, if you can like see the heart in there. Now, whether this is a Cinderella story, if it's in regards to a person, but I'm also seeing the things or the creatures that turn into like the pumpkin to the carriage and all the different creatures that turn into the support system to make this magic happen. And I want to acknowledge that there might be energies, entities, people, places, or things around you that are willing to help this manifest with you, for you, to have this moment that will solidify something in the future, some sort of resonance that will be part of your bones. Like I'm seeing a dress. It is a dress. Well, yeah. You know how like in the olden days they had like the bone in it, so like you might appear to have like the big, like the Cinderella dress.
Julie.
And it's to give the appearance of a particular figure or the appearance of the shape. Thank you, the shape. This is what this is about. So it's like there's going to be a celebration in regards to this. Because whatever you might be doing, what you're thinking about, what you're feeling about, and your actions are about, maybe people don't understand. Maybe you're keeping it a secret. Maybe you're currently in a different planning stage, a contemplation stage to clarify things. Needlepoint fine details. Want to get my emotions and my heart, like pumping in unison type thing to get my, sorry that I'm like shaking you all over the place. I want them to be working together. There's a fairy godmother feel about it. And this is for your future. This is how it feels. It's for the future. But it's, you know how sometimes when there's cords or the yarn and there might be knots or tangles or like Christmas lights or something, somebody, again, you might not be saying it because you're like untangling your own cords or cleaning up any knots or kinks. Interesting. I'm going to flip this. Flip these scrolls and see what's going on. being wise about it. And when I say wise, I can just, I feel like I'm getting this sensation that like an owl at nighttime, like you're also ensuring your subconscious is on board. So this is bringing me again into that like double down, double secure. Like you didn't just hang the picture, you also put the plug in the wall to ensure it can, carry so much more weight. Like that's the kind of thing. So I'm also ensuring my subconscious is on par, on board. There is luck on your side. There is luck on your side. For those of you in the Cinderella story looking for love, something about the future, male or female is not my concern. It's about the energies, that they are balanced and harmonious, not perfect. They create electricity. They can create things, power things. Now, whether this is personal or professional, but there is absolutely like a knight in shining armor coming through. If it's more business oriented, you're going to, if it's not necessarily a companion, but it could be like an added thing. You figure something out, like maybe it's a platform or this, like even in the YouTube land, like your thumbnails and your titles and your tags and your yada yada yadas. All those things can be great, but there's some detail you're going to figure out for you. It maybe somebody will inspire you, or you're going to add something in. Do you know what I'm saying? So in relation to your business, like, oh, maybe I can cut costs here, and it ensures something, or a savings account, or a vacation fund, or a renovation fund. There's something about it. It's about power, manifesting power. Luck is absolutely on your side, and I can't deny continuously over and over again. Actually, there's two
I told him.
fairy godmother figures here. There's two of them, a short one and a tall one. And now I'm seeing a movie. I don't, okay, so is it Danny DeVito? It might be. But it's like Home Alone, and you know how like the robbers, like there's a short one and a tall one? That's what I'm seeing it. But the star fairy, like there's something about it's your time to shine is coming through, and you want that to happen. And maybe moving through a little bit of your own fear, and that's getting the subconscious on board as well. And there's like a knowing, as though like instead of you might be practicing externally or exoterically, but esoterically and internally you're doing things to really clean that up. Okay, we have the boy, lady of the forest, and the smith. Lady of joy is on the bottom. I'll bring these up so you can take a boo if anything means anything to you. It's like something when I was a kid, and when I say that, it's because like the red of the fire is bringing me in with the boy. Male energy, youthful male energy, an inquisitive nature. I'm asking questions. I'm asking my own self questions. So you might be in that space where you're interrupting or challenging yourself if things aren't manifesting exactly the way you want it. The smith, you're continuously working on this. You're perfecting something. There's also something about the sleep. Some sort of grounding. So a lot of it's happening with electricity as well, like power and electricity. And you know how to keep it safe. There needs to be a grounding point, and I feel like that's important to note. Maybe you have a person that is grounding to you, or there's something you like to do, or you can incorporate. Okay, so these three cards do not belong in here. Would you like to know what they say? This is from the Metatron deck that is in this deck. So we have Dimensional Gateway and Invitation, Creation, Expansion in your life, and Archangel Sandalphon with you now. And so fitting, this is kind of following that story, right? You're going through what you want.
Are you scared?
Into your life, what you can create, what you want to double down in that solidifying.
Why is he here?
It's like you're taking an invitation from your intuitive knowing, mixing it with your intellectual knowing, and like interacting with it. And your imagination is playing with it right now. And now I'm seeing like Tesla, it wasn't even Tesla. There was somebody else. Anyway, and they could like in their mind contemplate and consider before actually building it. And that's what it makes me feel like. And you absolutely have a spirit guide with you. Two of them. Please know and feel that. Somebody with open arms. This is okay, 44, this card just came out, I'll show you in a second, but this is like manifesting, I want to say like mayhem, but it's very, very masterful. There's another card in there from the Metatron deck. Perhaps Metatron is an energy you're working with. Mother Earth, grounding and support. Did we or did we not talk about this earlier? Grounding the currency. There's also a cube in there. Not necessarily Saturn's cube, depending on where you land, but stability.
Inside.
And we have here the jackal of truth. This is card number 44. Again, 4 and 4. That's stability. Double it. And I don't think this jackal's messing around. I feel like when you come out of this, I'm not going to call it hermit mode, but it could be. It could be hermit-esque. It could be hermit-inspired, but it's almost like invisible hermit, a holographic hermit. Not everyone knows you're in hermit mode, because exoterically you're still doing everything you need to do. Like nobody's none the wiser. Because this is very meaningful. This is going to add to your current career. This is going to add to your current energy of whatever it is that you're doing. Like something also from when you were a child. There's that playful curiosity and inquisition. Shark, purpose. Maybe this is about your purpose. Is this why we're here together, contemplating purposes? I don't want to leave it singular. A purpose can be shared in many ways, shapes, or forms, in many modalities, and many channels. You can be working at a car wash and be in purpose, can feel in purpose. I also want to note that the jackal, again, we were talking about the 2. There's the 2 on the side. All right. I'm going to keep going here, and we'll get ready to close out soon. And I always say that, and I know, and I don't mean to be a liar, but I'm so glad you're here. So we go as long as we need to go. There is a figure also in spirit that has been working with you quite specifically as you've been finding different ways to express something. And when I say express, maybe it's working with your hands, maybe it's working with numbers, maybe you're an electrician and you're fine-tuning your skills. There's something about that whatever it is that you're manifesting and making happen. But I kind of want to remind, whether it's love or, and you're just wandering around the liminal right now, to something very much so here in the earthly landscape, grounding. Luck is on your side. Lighten your load. Boundaries is coming through.
Greetings.
Hello. I feel like the voice has changed on my GhostTube app. Not sure if I'm enjoying it. Gotta get used to it. It's a new tone, right? Have compassion as well. On the bottom we have inspiration. Again, it's like that hermit mode, but it's not hermit mode. Like dark in the light, hermit mode, not in the... there was another card I wanted to Again, the star fairy, some sort of inspiration, your imagination, even like maybe somebody's a doodler. Okay. I'm sorry, I can't remember if I brought those up, but I wanted you to see them just in case. It's like you have an idea that can bring something to fruition, an idea of love, an idea maybe of what it looks like, an idea of like an inventor feel, like I said, or maybe you're in a trade, or you work at a car wash, or you're a mother, and you have an idea about something. Perhaps it's a completely intuitive idea, and you're looking towards the stars, and you're the seed. You're the seed here in a self. So I'm seeing the world as like the ball of yarn that I kind of brought up in the beginning. Lighten the load, maybe unravel it a little bit. If it's really, really tight and taut, in order to, is like, Weezer, like pulling the thread out of the sweater. I believe that's the right song. But then when you're done with that thread, you'll be able to do something else with it. But I'm seeing the world as like that ball of yarn, ready for whatever you want to do. And there's a little bit of lightening up to almost like break through, if I can use that word. Lightening up might actually be, instead of like brute force and like bullhorn. You know what I mean. Boundaries brings me back into grounding and compassion. The very thing that you're trying to create, may it not be heavier than it needs to be, as you will be carrying the weight for a while, even if it's in that relationship, right? Just the different energies that kind of work through each other, right? As you're getting to know each other, the highs and the lows, a lot of compassion for whatever it is that you're growing, relationship, person, place, or thing. It's always a resonance. I keep coming back to like that electricity thing and plugging in. Like, does this socket work? Does this socket work? Protecting treasure. Deep freeze. There might be a socket that's not working right now, and that feels like the bust through, breakthrough. I'm just going to renovate. And gentle gardeners come through. And that's a really nice reminder of the compassion, right? If a socket doesn't work, do we turn, I don't know why it's all coming through as electricity, but, the breaker off and call it? Or do we go back and repair and just be gentle if something didn't work out? Because the thread of all this, the thread of the sweater, is imagination, the intellect and intuition, the psyche, the psychic senses, and the psychedelic landscape. They're all working. They're all working in their own ways, but there's something about brute force. This isn't the place. It's almost like when the earthly actions are walking about, that is brute force, like just being, a bag of bones and a brain. That's the bruteness of it, the action that'll be taken. And again, I don't know if you can see it in here, but there's somebody in spirit again watching over this. You might be a little bit tired, and I understand, like, you feel like you've been here before. Maybe a relationship didn't work out. And you're not sure, you're like peeking in on it.
Find me.
I'm going to dig in here with one more card, if I may. Home. What you're manifesting might come from the home of your heart, might come from your, maybe you work from home, maybe it's something you do about home, and you're protecting it so dearly it's exhausting. I feel like having fun going out in the sun, coming back to one of the original scrolls that are under this vision board of a bunch of cards. With Leo, and like unraveling a little bit, unwinding, doing something fun, de-thawing, even if it's, getting yourself out of the double down, the Taurian kind of feel, right? Like
screen.
and saying it's okay. Like, go relax a little bit, unwind, release the grip on your focus sometimes. And then the inspiration can come through. The sun shines when you can feel the sun when you're out of the umbrella. And then that's when it just allows these energies to come through, and suddenly it's like things start to crack, and that cracking is good. It's like seeing the egg and it starts to crack, and then the little chick comes out, whatever that is for you. Maybe it is a chick, I don't know. Okay, closing out. I know I said it, we're actually closing out. Change, equanimity, and harmony. On the bottom, my apologies, seeker. If you are seeking the change, you are the manifester. You're the magic maker. The weaver of the worlds. The weaver of the worlds. I guess I did that quite the opposite way. That we're landing here and closing out in all the emotional states. The deep freeze to the thaw. Some might be more comfortable in a deep freeze. Like, it's almost like you've been there for a little while. It's like this is that hermit, not hermit. But I feel like there's this other half, the holistic home. If it's not so much that you work from home, or maybe you're doing renovations in your home and, there's electricity and stuff going on, or repairs, but in the holistic house of humanity, to the holistic house of renovating maybe your body image, the way you look at yourself, and diving in. If I want my body to change, the way I feel about myself, okay, how do I, speak to that or nurture that, and the way I see myself in the mirror to the way I feel. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, peeling that onion back. But I also want to note there's 8 of Wands and 8 of Worlds here. So we've gone from 2 4s to 2 8s, with 2 of Crystals in between, with equanimity. Harmony and change. Allow the change, the fluidity and the boundaries will help bring this in. Even the boundaries of your own self, and saying, okay, enough.
It's what we want.
It's enough. We got to go lighten up and have some fun. Or, okay, we've had our fun, feeling rejuvenated, and you can bring that sun into the seriousness, right? Silly in the serious. That's what that feels like. And I'm so glad that you've come here to share that wisdom for this reading and for others as well. It will be harmonious if it's a relationship within oneself, externally with somebody else. But also if there's a change in jobs, a change in your environment, and merging with that, and knowing that it's okay to breathe and have compassion and gentleness along with this determination. Whatever's manifesting feels, I'm not going to lie, it feels massive. It feels like it transcends time. And when I say that, it's as though I'm pleasing something from back in the day when I was a kid. It pleases something when I was an adolescent. It pleases something when I was a young adult. And it pleases something as an adult. And I will be able to look back and as an elder, and look back to when I was, a young elder, and to write whatever the middle is. And I feel like this is not a pivotal moment. It's a possibility to see that, the beauty. It's like in the Over Heavens and Hot Dogs. There we go. In the middle of the boundary of like the past and the future, and that center spark, right? Will it come through? Well, hopefully you can see it. The present moment. And it's your wisdom, like with the owl in there. You know it. You know it. The present moment heals the past. The present moment creates the future. Whatever you are manifesting, may the force be with you. And it is. Two of them at least, 2 guides with you. Double down on 2 4s and 8s. Okay. I've rambled on way longer than I wanted to,
Leo.
but you were worth it. Thank you. Bye.